What up, though? Heist Man the Foe. Talk that talk, ghetto news and opinions. Man, we just lost another one, man. John Thompson, man. R.I.P. to the brother, man. Y'all know John Thompson, man. He was the head coach of the Georgetown Hoyas, man, back in the days, man. He did his thing, man. He was known for having that towel, man. Big John. That's what they call him, man. But he passed away, man. I don't know what his cause of death is right now, man, but he gone right now, man. He won the championship back in the days, though, with Patrick Ewing, man. That's their only championship, I believe, too. He did it in 1984. He became the first African-American coach to win the major collegiate championship when he led the Hoyas to the NCAA Division I National Championships over the Houston Cougars. Man, I mean, his son became the coach, too, man, John Thompson Jr. Back later on, that was kind of dope, man, that his son got to be become the coach where his daddy coached that, man. But right now, man, John Thompson, R.I.P. to the brother, man. Big John, that's what they called him, man. Sad, sad day. Anyway, man, y'all got a message your boy Heist Man the Foe. I go live on this channel every Friday. Y'all got to come through and kick it with your boy, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good shit, and come back and fuck with your boy Heist Man the Foe. Talk that talk, ghetto news and opinions every Friday at 9 p.m. Peace. R.I.P. John Thompson.
A basketball icon and a father figure to so many NBA players, John Thompson is among the most respected men in the world of basketball. In this installment of Barrier Breakers, Chris Webber looks at the career of the coach who has been so influential to so many.
John Thompson Jr., a legendary coach in men's college basketball, was the first African-American head coach to win an NCAA title. Thompson, who was an All-American and won an NIT championship at Providence College, went on to win 2 NBA titles with the Boston Celtics. But his crowning achievement on the hard courts would come from the sideline as a coach. After the NBA, Thompson would return to his native Washington, D.C. to coach St. Anthony's High School for 6 years. He was then hired to take on a troubled Georgetown Hoyas team who was coming off a 3-23 season. Thompson would lead the Hoyas to 24 consecutive postseason bids, including 14 straight NCAA tournament appearances. He would also lead Georgetown to 3 Final Four appearances, including the 1984 NCAA championship. Thompson was also the first African-American men's basketball coach in the Big East Conference, as well as the first African-American Big East Coach of the Year. Thompson would also become the first African-American Division I Basketball Coach of the Year, which he was named a total of 7 times throughout his career. In 1999, Thompson was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame.
John Thompson, our barrier breaker, and you see his impressive resume, one of the greats of all time. And not only in terms of what happened on the floor, but off the floor as well. And Dennis, Hoya Saxa. In Latin, what rocks? The Hoyas came calling, did they not, for you?
They came calling. It's kind of like when John Thompson walks into your home, it's kind of like a school teacher. You kind of set up straight and you, oh, there goes Coach John Thompson. And for me, I got a chance to know the family very well because his youngest son, Ron Thompson, who's a contributor with us here at NBA TV. So we played together for 2 years in high school. So I had a chance to actually go to their home, hang out, be around the family, and get to understand who this burly man was that everyone was afraid of. But he really was a big teddy bear because he really cared about his players. He wanted his players to go to school, get their education, just in case the jump shot didn't work, just in case Patrick Ewing couldn't dunk on nobody, just in case Allen Iverson couldn't cross nobody up. He made sure these guys were good human beings and made sure they went to class. So then when he came into my home on my recruiting visit, I didn't have to kind of set up straight. I was like, oh, Coach, I know you. You're soft. You're not that hard. Now, in the realness of it, the way they played at the time didn't kind of fit my style of play. Allen Iverson came in, then they started going up and down the court, shooting threes, playing that fast break style. Obviously, I already signed with Georgia Tech. But he's still a good friend. The family's still good friends to me. Just happy that we're giving him his love that he's well-deserved.
Recollections of Coach Thompson.
You know, I was kind of upset at Coach Thompson because growing up, I was a Patrick Ewing guy. I wanted to go to Georgetown, and this was before I met Coach Brown. I wanted to go to Georgetown. So when I get to San Antonio and make the All-American team and first team All-American, I didn't receive a letter from Georgetown. I was kind of upset by that. But when I met him, you know, he was a soft man. He was a gentleman. He told me what I needed to do in the post, and he gave me stories. Like, you know, what I learned most from the legends, it's not about moves, what to do. They tell you inspiring stories. So he gave me a lot of inspiring stories. He interviewed me a few times, and I realized that I had made a mistake at that point because he's a fabulous man, and I'm glad he's getting this recognition.
It's interesting, though, Shaq, is indirectly, as a big man in the NBA at a time when Wayne Embry and Bill Russell and John Thompson are big men in the NBA, he did indirectly help you and pave the way for the next generation and the generation after that.
Every time I saw him, he told me a story. He's like, big man, you're getting W, trying to do this. I played with Bill Russell, you know, throw it back out, repost. I tell Alonzo and the Kimmy, so, you know, the same thing. So, you know, he told me inspiring stories. Bill Russell told me inspiring stories. Akeem Olajuwon told me inspiring stories, and they helped me become the great big man that I was.
It also makes it very impressive that you're able to bring in all those big men, but also being able to have a relationship with your point guard. You think of Mike Jackson's, the Charles Smiths, the Iversons. Those guys respect him just as much, say, the big fellows do, knowing that he was bringing in so many big guys year after year.
Think about the two titles that were nearly there, the Fred
That's right.
pass.
That pass, yes.
And then the perfect game by Villanova as well. He comes that close to two more of those NCAA
Mike
titles.
Jordan makes that shot. Mike Jordan makes that shot, baby. Ooh-wee.